Are you guys ready to get back into the hot seat with none other than live trading with Benzinga? We got another trading week ready for you guys. I got my man Lord Ryan Zunaid in the back. We're ready, whether it be YOLOs, equity, options trade, whether it be some crypto action. We're going to be ready regardless what is thrown at us in this market. So if you're here ready to trade, throw a thumbs up in the chat, hit the thumbs up down below, and let's get ready to get right into it with live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning, traders. Let's go ahead. Let's get after it. We got Ryan and Zunaid in the house, so don't have no fear. We got our guys here ready for the market and ready to cover everything that's on out there. I know that a lot of action's been going on, whether it be meme stocks, bigger stocks. We're starting to get a reversal in the market. Looks like we just got some oil news, so I'm going to be looking in the background for that. I'm going to let the guys take over and let you guys know what's on their watch list, and then, of course, I'll come back and give my own. Let's take it off right off the hop. How you guys doing, Ryan and Zunaid? How was the weekend first?
Oh, doing great. I really redeemed myself after my poor performance at the golf outing. I went out on Saturday and had a great round, hitting absolute bombs. So super, super fun. Great weekend. Glad to be back. We got college football starting this weekend. We got the NFL the weekend after. Mitch, I know you're ready to go.
Always ready to go, man. Let's go. Flex on. Let's get it. Let's get into these markets. What are you guys seeing out there? I'll bring up first Zunaid's charts, and he's back at it at the home station. Yep. No more penthouse life for Zunaid, but it's more like penthouse trading now. Let's take on over.
Yeah, we'll be traveling one last time, and boy, that travel trading is just ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at AMC. You can see $10 held the support in the pre-market. That's definitely an area where I want to go ahead and try to play some of those. If you're short, $12 seems to be resistant at the moment, and you've also got VWAP right over it as well. You can have a stop loss above 13, so that way you have a lot of dollar risk, and then you're trying to get a dollar to the downside as well if you decide to go short around that area. But that's what I'm kind of taking a look at for AMC. Let's go ahead and just quickly take a look at Bed Bath & Beyond. This one's over $10. You can see you had $10 that kind of held as support right around there a few times. And then obviously it broke support. Now it might act as resistance, but I'm not going to play this one at all. Don't really like the setup. I'm going to leave this one alone. Let's go ahead and check out Tesla here. Tesla, the 900, as soon as the 900 kind of cracked, you can see on Friday, it tried to break the $900 level, but it couldn't. And then it was just a straight flush down. So this was a beautiful trade on on Friday. So we'll see if it wants to kind of come back and test the 880. You can see that's where it was a little bit of support here in the Friday session. So if it wants to come back, test it. Maybe you can go short there, but it's not the best for me. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to see what Tesla wants to do. Would not be surprised if it wants to come to about 850s, and that's where I would look to go ahead and go long, scalp some 5-10 points on that one. Let's go ahead and check out AMD. This was a fun little trade on Friday, but coming back up, if it wants to test the 94.50 or the $50 or $95, I'd be interested in going short. But I'm going to leave this one alone, wait for it to set up perfectly. And then if it wants to, whether it's sometime this week or whenever, once you get down at $90, I try to go ahead and play some to the long side. You can see this is a bit of a trend line break that we had on AMD, but obviously now it's kind of consolidating around these levels. And then once it cracks this, wants to test support, you can go ahead and see what happens. But speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out Oxy. If we go on the monthly, I saw this one earlier. You can see this is the trend line on the monthly. It's currently down at the moment for oil news. I'm sure Mitch will cover that whenever he comes back. And that's around $69 or so. If Oxy wants to break out above 75, I believe is the level I have. Let me see. Yeah, 75 last night. Then that's something that I'd look to play to the long side. But for now, I'm going to leave it alone. I believe it's Party City that was on my scanner earlier, PRTY. You can see the pop above 250, came back, rejected. Wouldn't be surprised if it wants to test $2. I mean, again, we talk about whole numbers so many times. Look at that, $2 held as support, and then obviously made it to move today earlier. So we'll keep an eye on it. If it wants to come back and test $2, I'll try to play it to the upside. Let's go ahead and check out SPY. SPY, if it wants to come back and test the 415s, I'd be interested in this one going long on SPY. But besides that, I don't necessarily see anything that I really, really like. So I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go to the Qs. Qs, I've already got an alert set at 310. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave it be. We'll see if it wants to do anything in the meanwhile to get my attention. But for now, I don't really see anything on that one. And you've got Apple that's already below 170. So I'm going to see, you can see at the moment, you've got 168.50 that's holding on as support here on Apple. In the pre-market, we'll see how that level plays out in the 9:30 market open. But that's kind of all I have. Not a lot of great setups for me. Might be a wait and see type of day for me. I'm going to take this off the watch list because who cares? But yeah, Ryan, what you got?
All right, well, I got a couple of things here, Zunaid. So first, looks like a busy morning here. First, let's talk about BBBY. This looks nasty, right? And I think it can get nastier. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're going to be playing some of these meme stocks today. My gut tells me there's more downside here. They like to act kind of crazy and not predictable. So this is just looking at this 15-minute chart here of BBBY. This looks nasty. I think it's going to get worse. We'll see how these end up going. Remember, AMC has the ape coin thing today. That's down. GME's down. So just be careful if you're going to play these. Again, possible bounce in there, but be careful overall. The other thing that we saw here is we had more macro news about Russia shutting down gas pipelines into Europe. That's going to give us a play on natural gas. If you take a look at oil here, we're trading up in the pre-market. Remember, they call oil and natural gas in general the widow maker. This can really make you a lot of money. This can also cause some rough action on your account if you trade them well. The opposite here of oil is going to be cold. So if you want to play these products here, be my guest, but be very careful. It is in the news, so we should see some action today. I saw someone earlier say that if you can trade oil, you can trade anything. A lot of truth to that statement. Oil can be really crazy. It's made a lot of money, a lot of people, a lot of money in the past, and it's extinguished the dreams of others. So just be careful if you're going to go ahead and play that. Now, we also have some micro or small cap action here this morning, and let's cover a couple of these. First one here off of the movers tool is going to be SVRE. This is Savarone. I've actually never traded this one before. Driver Protection Solutions company and products restricts the driver from surfing, communicating, and receiving alerts while driving. So this has to do with driver safety and things around there. We're having a nice pre-market on really nice volume, so I think we should see some continued momentum into the regular session here today. I had 477 marked off as a top prior to this. Looks like we've actually gone and pushed some new highs here. So 493, would not be shocked if this stock makes a run at 5 here. And especially if there are sellers at 5 at that round number, look for a pop above if that momentum looks to carry here out of the open. We're going to be watching this one for sure. Again, because I've never traded that, I do kind of want to get a feel on how it trades. Does it like to pop and drop? Does it like to pop and run? Things of that nature. Kind of a new issue for me. So I'm going to try and get some data here first. Next stock here is going to be SGFY. This is Signify Health. We had a note here that Signify Health shares are trading higher following a media report that Amazon may be interested in acquiring the company. So potential buyout target here from a company like Amazon, likely to see some movement. We are seeing this pop here, 3040. Looks to be the day high. Be interested in this if we can approach that level. As far as I'm aware, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, there is no certainty here. We don't necessarily have a price here. So this could still have some back and forth action here today. SMMT, this is Summit Therapeutics. I believe this is a pre-revenue biotech. Okay, very, very little revenue for all intents and purposes, pretty much pre-revenue here. This actually had some action on Friday, right? Especially in the pre-market, and it was kind of a bust out of the pre-market. I guess you could have played this bounce here a little bit, but I want to see if this can end up making some moves here today. Maybe it wasn't the first day, maybe it was the second day. Have an obvious double top here right around 185. I got it marked as 186 on my chart. We're definitely leaking here in the pre-market as the volume starts to flip to the sell side, but we'll see what happens when the market opens. Again, any type of expanding buying volume, and this probably travels 20, even 30, maybe even 40 cents. So we'll see if that can get going here. XRTX, this is moving here too. This went as high as 288 today. We do have a catalyst here. They're trading higher if the company announced positive results for its pharmacokinetics bridging study. I don't know what that means, so someone smarter than me, go ahead and let us all know what that means. We are carving out a pretty nice range here, and as long as the stock can hold 190 with volume, we could actually move higher here. So we're going to be watching XRTX as well. AMPC, this is just a penny stock here. We've seen these run. I'm not going to trade this here today. We've got too many other things on the list, but worth noting that it is up here today. KRBP, this is another one that's a penny bio stock, up today, kind of leaking back here. We'll see where this ends up going. I think it was MSPR on this. Yep, MSPR here. So we went as high as $4. Could not take out that $4 all the way back down here to 261. What I'd really like to see here is some confirmation of a curl. This has put some pretty awesome range. The volume dried up quite quickly. So I'd like to see that volume return, and I'd love to see 277 taken back out. I think if 277, gets taken back out and we have any type of good buying momentum, $3 is most likely on deck. And if we can break 3, there's probably going to be a test there at 315. So a pretty clear plan here on MSPR if it goes ahead and plays out. Next one here is going to be Nighthawk, and this is NHWK. Nighthawk has a PR here this morning saying that the shares are trading higher after the company said it would fund development of a monkeypox vaccine. So now we have another stock here entering the monkeypox arena. We can always watch SIGA and GovX and AEMD and some of the other monkeypox names that we've been trading. Looks like we've got one more here to trade. 286 looks to be your spot here. It was rejected just a couple of cents earlier on its last try to curl here. So we'll see if this ends up turning around. This might just continue right back down to where it came from. We shall see. One more on here. I think, nope, this one was small. Nope, that's it for the movers. And then one more that I want to mention because we've been trading it nearly every day. Veru has had kind of a rough day recently. It set that new high right around 2450 and pulled back here to 1840. Looks like we really did kind of hold the 1750 level, and it does look like it's trying to curl and pop today. So as far as the levels on Veru, I am interested in this. First things first, it's going to have to clear out this formation here. Now, I've got it marked as 1881, but this could be as high as 1885. Really, what we're looking to do here is take anyone out from this consolidation. If we're able to do that, I think maybe 20 is on deck. So I'll be looking for Veru here to the upside. Full disclosure, I have no position in this right now. I'd love to have one, but I'm going to be pretty tactical about it. So that's some pretty good stuff for us today. Got a lot to look at. We should have some fun today. What do you think, Zunaid?
Yeah, I'm excited to just be back at home.
Me
for a
too,
couple
man.
of days,
Me
man.
too. No, seriously. I love the office. I love seeing the team. But
Yeah.
you know, home is where you have everything ready. I have my setup just the way I like it. I don't have to worry about levels. I'm all comfortable. So I'm with you there, my man.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll be back out one more time, and that will be the final week. But speaking of which, I need to do laundry. But yeah, dude, I'm like exhausted. I like try to catch up on sleep, but there's only so much sleep you can do before you got to get back to work. Let me see if there's anything else if there's anything on S Square here. I'll go ahead and check out Square for a moment. Oh man, wasn't this in like the 300s at once upon a time? 280s. Square. Let's see what we got. Obviously in a downtrend. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly or the 65-minute.
Square really hasn't had a whole lot of news recently. This has just kind of been along the ride for tech, just really getting kind of chopped back down. PE ratios coming back in. I mean, to be honest, I really like this company. I'm not necessarily sure it goes much lower tthan 60, even if the SPY does roll over here to 360, which I am still in that camp that we at minimum test that 360 level. Market looks like it's going to be a little weak today. Square kind of along for the ride there. I do like the company. Does look like 60 is a pretty good support level. My question here is, and Zunaid, maybe you'll see something in the charts to answer this one. What do we see next, 60 or 100? Because to me, it sure looks like 60 or a 60 test is probably next, despite liking the company for the long term.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of test 64 right here, and then try to go right back up. But for now, I'm sorry, I don't necessarily see a good trade here unless like flow comes in and then we get some movement that way. But unfortunately, I do not see anything on block. Let's go and check out PayPal. Yeah, PayPal, you've got support here a couple of times around 93.66. And then a $90. So for me, I want to try to go longer on $90. The closer I can get to that, the better. But that's what I kind of see on PayPal. I should have held on to my puts from Friday. Well, I play weeklies anyway, so that wouldn't have mattered. But because if you go back to the SPY, God, I'm all over the place. If you go back to the SPY, you can see the trend line that we had drawn a while back. That's exactly where it kind of rejected from. And I just, again, hotel trading, whatever, I just couldn't find the mindset to just grab puts for us to go and go out maybe a month out, things like that, because those probably would have been up 40-50%, if not more now, but that's hindsight. But yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we continue our movement downwards.
It's all here.
And Mitch, what's up, man? You got any stocks for us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had the whole zoo here. I have Hendricks here, Nala, Marley. It's, gang's all here. We're ready to go. Zunaid, I have a little zoo here, man. I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Just waiting for the birds like Ryan. I need to get some birds.
A parrot would be nice.
Right? Got to add to it. But yeah, definitely. I think Kendricks wanted to say hi to buddies. That's why he was coming in here. But
gotcha.
You know the life. Let's go into some stocks out there. Let's see what's moving. Let's take a look. I mean, I couldn't find why oil was really going down fast enough. I don't know, Ryan, maybe you could do a little research back there for me, see what happened in oil. I couldn't find a headline for it on why oil just ticked down there really quickly. But it's something that we'll keep on watch right now. Oil has been coming back. Of course, Oxy was the major mover on Friday. That was a lot on the Warren Buffett news. And it was funny. I was actually talking about it while the news hit, and that really took off. But take a look at XOM. That's going to be one that I'm going to be watching right now. A big thing for me is the hourly chart above 95. So you can see here last week, this is all that price period. We were trying to get back towards that 95. Right. And on Thursday, we just started cracking that. We got above it. Then we closed below it. We got above it. We closed below it. Now we get above it in the pre-market. We close below it. So just take a look at that. Look for that move back above 95. If you're a bull in oil for XOM, back above 95 is a close in here. You can see the wicks. 1, 2, 3. If it can actually close above that 95, you'll start getting back up there towards that 97. So it's something to keep on your radar. And I'm just kind of more than pissed off that I missed my Lucid short. So anybody that's banking on that trade, maybe take me out to lunch or something, because I think this is going to eventually get back down to $10. It started to crack big there on Friday. Went from $18 back down to $16.69. Remember, I was looking for a move below 18 towards 16. We're almost there. We'll see what happens if it gets down there to 16. Eventually, I think the stock gets to 14 and then $10, which is Lucid Group. We'll see what happens on that one. Affirm is one that I wanted to short last week, and I missed it by just a hair on the day that it went up here to 40.97, got stopped out on the swing short. And then what happens, of course, 3 days after? Boom, down 23%. So, I mean, I could have made that 22 or 23% on the downside. I'm going to be looking for Affirm eventually. You guys saw it. This is one that I've called to what? Zero. Zero is where I think eventually Affirm goes to. So just be careful on out there. You could see some pops on this, but I'm going to look for this to kind of continue coming down here. Take a look at some of the ARKK names. That's what I'll be watching today. Look how quickly this has come down here. And a lot of this was on biotech turnaround and software names turning around. Names like Snow started turning around, Roblox. RBLX, look how that has been turned around from the top of that 50 really fast down. We'll see what happens with these software names. You could take a look at a stock like Asana. Look how that got up there to 28. What a gift. Right back down there to 20s. Hope if you had Asana down here and you got all the way up there, hope you took that money and run, because this is how this market is. If you don't take your money, well, it'll take it for you. It has no problem with that. Take a look at AMC. We'll see what happens here. Of course, this is not down significantly. This is where people get a little bit twisted. They think that AMC is down big today because of the ape shares. They're actually just slightly off. I mean, if you take a look here, this is kind of where the price action really kind of goes to. It's around the 1170s. And so if it can get back into the 12 today, who knows? You might get a run in AMC. Keep it on your radar today. WBD, we talked about it in the pre-market there for pre-market prep, is one that I'm going to be watching for a little bit of a run towards 14. That's a move above 1375 here. You can see on the 15-minute resistance right above that. We're looking for that move on up and see what we're able to capture there in WBD. Penn National Gaming stepping up to the plate and buying the rest of Barstool Sports kind of shares that they needed to really kind of own the whole brand there. So Penn stepping up to the plate there. We'll see what happens in Penn. And I will let you guys know the CMT is no joke. Look at this book that I just got, guys. CMT level 2. It's almost as big as my head. Got to work. Got to put in the work.
Mitch, that's saying a hell of a lot.
Yeah, and the crazy part is when I start reading it, majority of its information I already know. So it's like, oh man, it's hard to get through it. 750 pages, but let's go to it. I will give you guys some really cool fantasy sports news in a little bit. Let's just trade for a little while, and around 10 o'clock, I'll get into that. I think even Lord Ryan's going to be excited to hear about this. I think he knows about the kind of the group that I'm going to be joining them on a draft, but we'll talk a little bit about that coming up at 10 a.m.
So real quick, Mitch, sorry about that, but while you were talking, I literally just scalped Summit right off the open here. So we're starting off 1 for 1, a little bit of lunch.
My boy,
right
tell
there.
us a little bit about that trade right quick, if you can.
There wasn't a whole lot here. This was on the deck. We were looking for some expanding volume. Here we are. We're pushing right off this. We saw this run last week, so we already know how this likes to move. I basically saw it dip a couple of cents, immediately saw offers slide in on the L2, saw those transactions actually cross the time and sales, decided to jump in for a bit of a pop, got 6 cents there, and got out there. So real quick, wasn't even in that for 15 seconds, and we're just kind of starting the day off. The reality here, I got a VWAP at 158. The reality here is I'd like to see this stock push higher and attack that day high. Maybe we can then get a runner and more than just a sell, but we'll see. We'll wait for that to set up. Mitch, I definitely want to hear about the fantasy league. I don't think that I'm drawing the connection that you think I should be drawing, so I'm going to need you to walk me through that. But I did want to ask our group here a question before we get too far into it. And please, guys, if you have trades, let me know. I am I had such a great time at the Benzinga golf outing last week that I am in the preliminary stages of planning a golf outing sponsored by Benzinga for traders. My idea here is basically to have an event that is near the end of the week, perhaps on one of the weekend days, have traders come in, talk about trading while the market is open, and then also have a golf outing attached to that event. So if any of you folks would be interested in anything like that, I want to know about it. Please go ahead and shoot me an email. Let me know if that's something that you would pay for. Obviously, we would have different prices for people that were golfing and people that aren't golfing. But again, just in the introductory stage of planning an event like that. If you are interested, let me know. Location not decided yet, so there would be time to figure that out as well. So sorry about that. I definitely want to get some feedback from our community.
I'm going to go short here on AMD 94 puts expiring this week. Golf sounds fun. I suck at it, but that sounds kind of fun.
All right. Well, if you're looking at that, that gets me excited about Stocks S. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Like the trade right now above 40s. It just pushed above 40s, pulling on back here. Let's see if it can get to 39.80s, 39.75 on the pullback. But it does look good here above the 40s for Stocks S. Stocks S, of course, is the leverage to the bear side there for the semiconductor stocks. Now you're seeing it lift above 40 there. It looks strong. and did a nice little push there right out the gates above 40, pulled back below towards 39.90s, now holding that push here. I'm looking for a pullback towards VWAP here. We'll see what happens there. I was also watching SARK out the gate here. It looked interesting on the pullback towards the 54.75, but I wanted 54.50s on that one. I'm going to look to see if it pulls back towards my level. I'll set an alert there for us if it can pull back there, but for right now, it does look strong. Success out the gates here. And if we look at what's down the most, right, everything's in the red here right out the gates. Consumer cyclical is down the most, financial services behind that, and you got energy behind that. And so what is up? There's really nothing. But if you wanted to look at what was in the red the least, it's utilities and defensive.
And real quick, I'm seeing a bunch of people asking some follow-up questions on where this hypothetical golf outing event would be held.
Right.
Nothing is decided yet, so pretty much all options open. My initial thought with this would probably be somewhere out west, maybe Vegas, maybe Arizona. I don't know. We'll see. I think a lot would depend on what kind of group, how many people would be able to get to travel. So keep it under your hat. Open to suggestions. Let me know. I'll go ahead and throw my email in the chat. Please email me if you are interested.
Yeah, I'm not a big golfer, but who knows? Maybe we might have to do it. I was thinking about doing.
Here's the thing, Mitch. Here's the thing, Mitch. We're going to make this a golf trading event, right? So you trade, exactly. Right? So you're going to have a set. The people want to meet Mitch and Zunaid. The people want to meet them. This is the whole point of this.
Exactly. I was looking at
kind of a bonus.
I was looking at Orlando because we have so many Florida people in the chat. I see so much Florida people in the chat. So
real quick on AMD, I'm out here. The contracts are up 15%. I'm going to go ahead and sell 3/4 here out at 245. Now it's going for 250, so you can get a better price than me. But I still have a quarter of my size left on AMD. Contracts now up 18%. Yeah, I'd be down to take it.
Yeah, and the big thing there is, Ryan, I do got some connections with some hotels in Orlando, so who knows? Okay. Maybe we work something out. All right, Success ripping there now to 40.50. So looks like that AMD short. Money in the bank. Shorty, what you think?
Summit continuing.
Nice move.
Summit continuing through those highs or through the VWAP there, approaching its high here. Now it's pre-market high on Summit. I got 186. So we'll see if we can end up going there.
And that Success was a nice one today. I like the TSM short also here, so I might get short on TSM.
All right, those AMD contracts are now about 19%. I'm going to wait and see if we crack the pre-market low is ultimately what I'm hoping for. The 93.19 looks to be the area. You've got the Semitic PRTY, I think that is.
Party? You trying to party?
Well, we partied on Friday. This was this gave us a great trade on Friday. We'll see if we can get another one here today. Really needs to move through its VWAP here. 232 looks to be the next spot on party.
All right, we're looking for TSM to do one move up towards the upside here and then rejection. So that's a move towards 85.75 and then getting short on TSM.
Mitch, do you have, or Mitch or Zunaid, or really anyone in the chat as well, do you guys have any thoughts on this APE AMC issue at all? I mean, to me, this doesn't interest me to buy it at all. Just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I've got nothing on that one.
So what it's doing is it's also giving a little bit of a fake out to the downside. So some people could think, oh, well, AMC is going back to $3 here. I actually think it could rip today. It's putting it on everybody's mindset. And so just be careful if you do see a rip there in AMC.
Party trying to take out a spot here at 232. Looks to be a refresh seller there. There it goes. They took it. 235, the spot here. They took that too. Here we go on Party, and not in this, actually. It was a little too slow, so not in this one, but pushing up here. Looks like it stopped at 239 there.
You've got a pre-market high of approximately 249.
Yeah, ape is where the Skippy. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I don't want all the apes to come after me though. Actually, I don't really care. No, we never got to Sinbad's for dinner. The people that I was with hadn't heard of it. So Party
Short
stopped
TSM
there.
A little bit.
239, 238, your area there on Party. We'll watch that.
Trying to get a little bit of SARK here. legging into SARK.
All right, I'm gonna take a bit of a
Very small entry here, trying to get a little bit. Just got a little bit of SARK there at 54.57. Remember, I was looking for a 54.50 pullback, so I just got a starter there. The gap fill down to the downside is 54.25. So somewhere in between there, I'm going to look to get my second and third add, and we'll see if it get back up to 55 and 56 today on SARK. I also took TSM short there, and so let's see what happens on that one. TSM short is at 85.67. Risk right now is 85.90.
Party definitely trying here, really struggling with the 238, 239 area. Some size at 238, it looks like.
AMD,
What is APE? What is APE? Well, I'll explain it to you. AMC announced a special dividend for its Class A common stockholders. So your regular stockholders. So AMC, what they did here is they issued for one of each of its shares of its outstanding common stock, one unit of APE. So it's issuing almost 517 million APE units today. You had to be a shareholder as of record of August 15th to get paid in the after hours on Friday.
Ha! 1,000,000% concentration mode. I'm watching Party here because it looks like this wants to go.
All right, you've got more downside on AMD, but I'm still waiting for that break of pre-market lows around 93s. Those contracts are up about 22% though, so please scale out, do what's best for you.
Party 238 is the spot here. Let's see, ticket. Now there's some size at 239. We'll see if they can take that. There we go on Party. See if we can go through 240 here on Party.
Trying to add on my SARK and build the position up here.
There's more on Party.
Party! Yeah, I actually think that one can get moving, Ryan. So it's one that I didn't want to talk too much because it's definitely a pump and dump with, you know, I won't even get into certain names, but
I took my scalp off. I took my scalp off. So we're two for two. If this runs without me, you know what? So be it. 2 for 2 to start the day off. Can always rebuy and retrade if it looks like it's going to keep going.
Got an ad there at 35, 54.35 there on SARK. So now towards an average of 54.46, building up the position there on that.
AMD bouncing up now above VWAP for the moment. Contracts are still up about 7%. This is why we ask you to scale out when it was around 20.
Remember, we're getting towards that 945. There has been kind of a slow leak back upwards here. Let's see the SPY. SPY is just holding down there around the 416s. Q's cracked big, trying to make its way back. We'll see if it washes out another level.
Party again for some more here. All right. That's 2 hits on Party. 3 for 3 here today. Don't want to get too greedy. Market is rolling over and on the lows, so let's be careful.
All right, just got that final ad there in SARK. Now down towards 54.35. It's going to risk off this 54 and see if it can get back up there. So ARK should be coming up fast here. What's doing well in ARK today? Well, Signify definitely getting it back up there. Fate getting it back up there. Fate. Signify just went down pretty fast here out the gates. We'll see if it bounces a little bit there. Fate is up straight up. SQ block. Really nice move up right out the gates.
Yeah, whoever was on that this morning, shout out to you because I didn't see anything to make it move. Huge move right here out of the open if you caught that. Great call. We got the best community ever, don't we? We really do.
Got to look for a recovery here at 54. Need SARK to recover 54. If not, probably just going to get on out for a small loss here.
Come on, AMD. There's
TSM about to stop me out there through 86. This is one that I wanted to swing short. So
real quick, Red Del Papa. Yes, AMC is halted.
That's
I'm sure
upside move.
I believe. Well, it's the ticker's red here, and I wasn't watching it, but let me see.
I'm gonna
halted 940. Looks like just a volatility halt. Yeah, Mitch, that looks like that was halted to the upside. Correct. It looks like it. I
I'm,
can
a
confirm.
I'm short Tesla here at 870.27. I got an awful fill. I was trying to short it around 872s, but that's okay. AMD, I'm still holding on to a quarter of my contracts. Those are up 3%, but I am short Tesla at 870.25.
Jonathan, Manic Monday. That's actually the second time I've already heard that this morning, but you appear to be correct. AMC traders can't figure out what they are doing. Tom, did they ever know? That would be my follow-up question. Did they ever really know? Maybe.
Hey,
Well,
come on.
when
They took it to 74. Come on.
Yeah, 300 million shares at $3. Someone knew there.
Okay. Well said, Mitch.
That's all I'll say about that one. Whoever had those 300 million when AMC was at $3. And just to kind of give you guys some insight, I went to the movies this weekend. I went to an AMC theater.
What'd you see?
I saw Elvis.
How was it?
It was pretty good. Wasn't too bad.
Cool.
Tom Hanks.
Can't go wrong with Tom Hanks.
No, it was interesting. I to tell you the truth, none of the movies right now in the theater interest me too much. So I was looking for something more kind of classical, something to go off. Took the wife to see Elvis, and it was fun.
Cool.
Taking some off here at the. Damn it, I missed it. Never mind.
Market trying to find its footing here. Sorry.
I'm looking at you're good, dude. I'm looking to take some off at around 865.50s. I completely missed it. I didn't have my limit order set, but hopefully it comes back.
Can anything get into the green? It looks like healthcare is sneaking into the green here. Drug manufacturers, major healthcare stocks getting up a little bit today. AZN is the strongest one right now.
Looks like the VIX is green.
Man, that Kroger's call is probably one that I like too. That's been really strong. Look at that chart. Nice chart there set up. All the moving averages below the stock on the daily chart give you a really nice look on Kroger.
All right, gonna go and take half off here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take more than that. Let me get a second here. All right, took about 80% of my trade off on Tesla short, covering here in profit at around 864.16s. So that short is up about almost 1% on the equity side. So that's awesome. But AMD though, moving a lot higher. Down about 5%.
Sorry, Veru approaching VWAP here, looking for it to break and hold above VWAP. They're right at VWAP now.
Nice
Mitch,
bottoming there on SARK. What's up, man?
Looks like we're getting a request to analyze Palantir, PLTR. Long some Veru here at 1850 for a trade.
Palantir looking strong on a red to green move back up towards 840s. There's a gap there that is trying to fill up to 850. It just gapped down on the day, trying to get up there to 850 to start coming back there. But Palantir looking really weak on the daily chart. This is why I have a $12 green mark on it. $12 where a lot of the price consolidation eventually gave up, and then Palantir just started tanking down from those levels. So I've told myself I didn't want to trade Palantir to the upside until we got to that level. But remember, this made a huge leap up there to the 1150s. And since then, has made a big move down again, 26, 27%. Needs to find bottoming around the 810s and then make its way back. We'll see if it does or not.
AMC to the upside.
Took Veru off right here as it pulls back. Just small trade, small loss. Going to wait for it to really set up above that VWAP.
You see, this is what I was thinking about AMC. I know that a lot of people are going to watch it today. So that just gives it its own ability to get the traders that it needs to go up. Because what? FOMO. That looks like a FOMO trade to me, right, Zunaid? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's also like, I'll be honest, I don't really understand the difference between this whole ape and AMC shit or stuff.
It's just like taking your stock today and making it two stocks. That's all it is. It's just
what's the purpose of that?
It's financial engineering. So what it does is it makes people think that they have more. So like, let's say if you take a look at it, if you had 100 shares of AMC, Now you feel like you still have the 100 shares, but you also have 100 shares of APE. So it's just mental psychology kind of work. Does it really give you more value? No, but it does create psychological value. And I think
you've
that's
got
what you're seeing
AMC to
today.
the upside, and you've got APE above 10 for a moment there. AMD coming back down. And let's go ahead and check out our short on Tesla. Still looking pretty solid for us. To me, I'm hoping to hold on this 20% of Tesla. I'm going to get rid of 10 around 260s. And then I'm not going to lie, the other 10%, I'm hoping to get like 856s or so. That would be cool. But AMD tried to test 95, coming right back down.
AMC halted again. Very right back to that 1850 level that I took my L on. Darn.
Let's go and check out Amazon for us real quick.
All right, keeping a
Amazon's
close eye
the
on
downside.
TSM now. Want to add to this position if we can crack VWAP again.
Can we
Don't want
talk
to see it back above
OXY?
85.90s.
We talked
one?
about OXY earlier. If you want to take a look at that, I'm not exactly.
Yeah, so of course, remember this got the pumped on Friday, nearly 10% gain after, of course, Warren Buffett said that it received permission to get 50% of the energy producer. And so you're also seeing energy down as the leading sector down. So of course, you're seeing this just retrace. That's just kind of an obvious move. This is why you got to be careful when you just read headlines and you go off of it. You have to understand the price action. It already extended massively on Friday. So pulling back 50% of that move, there's nothing wrong with that. And so let's say a move towards 69 is what you wanted to see it hold. Now it's starting to pull back a little bit more significantly. But we also saw oil take a downturn in the pre-market, right? Look at USOs since then. So something's going on there with oil where it's definitely getting pushed down and significant push down. SARK now into the green for me. I've been building up a position in this one on the retrace to 54. Now let's see it get back up to 55 and take out the 56 on the upside. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to continue to work this position. TSM is another one that I have, looking for the downside action in that, back down towards 85.30s and then below 85. We'll see what happens there. Let's keep trading, guys. Let's have some fun.
Even though it made a lower high, I'm going to go and take this AMD off. That's the remaining 20% that I have on a little bit of green. Again, the big ones, we went ahead and took profits around 20%. But this one, I'm going to get out of it. Don't want to deal with it. I've got a nice, beautiful short on Tesla. We were about $2 away from our second profit target. Our first profit target has already been met. Hoping for this to not go ahead and break VWAP, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wanted to test it around 868, 870s.
Summit might be curling here. SMMT.
I don't know what the hell.
Summit, this 154 area, if this can fall, maybe we can continue curling here on Summit. Sorry, just watching Summit here. It looks like this is not going to go, at least not this round. Okay, well, we'll see if that can get back. We'll see if that can get back going. Looks like that's not done for the day. Oh, we lost Mitch. Okay.
You've got
I'm still here.
Tesla.
I'm just getting my Nutrigain on.
I just wasn't looking up. I was looking at my broker.
You're good. You're good. What you
Tesla
got for us,
coming
Zunaid?
back down. You've got AMD making lower highs once again on the 10-minute. Let's go ahead and draw a nice little trend line here. Again, just a very short-term one, but let's see how well it respects it. And again, Tesla literally about $1 away from profit target number dose.
TSM right back down below VWAP, looking good for us in that position, getting into the green now. We'll see if it can continue down on the downside. SARK looking really well after it bounced off that 54. We should see ARK now try to do a move down below the open and start cracking through the lows. That's what we want to see for SARK to take off.
Party going to 250. We'll see if 250 can fall for
Party. You got
huge block there at 250
for your right. Honestly, I want to join this just to be in the party, but I have a feeling if there's any stock that can go parabolic today, it's that party.
It's party.
It's
Well, let's
party.
watch the spot at 250.
I wanted to took some here at 248.8.
Ah, he said I
There it
want
goes,
a
there it goes.
party.
Hey,
That's why I think because
252s. I'm gonna go to get
because
out
of
of
the
half here.
Beastie Boys.
yeah, because you get that feeling, and you know the pumpers are gonna start doing the memes out there. Party.
Mitch is in it for the memes and the pump. I love it.
I'm in it for the fun, guys. In it
I'll
for the
half
fun.
at 252. I'm gonna look to take some at around 254s if I can get there. I've got a limit order out there at 254s.
Looks like AMC reopened and halted down. Good shout there. I took it off my screen.
All right, 254s out some there.
Nice job. I'm out too on party here.
All right, now I've got a quarter left. Stop loss will be below 240s. I'm gonna let us ride. Let's see.
Ooh, that Tesla. My man.
What am I looking at here? Party.
I think Tesla's gonna get back towards 810, but we'll see.
Well, if it wants to do
TSM
that
trying to
today,
stop
it's
me out.
more than welcome to. All right, I'm going to take some more out here at 258. Out everything at 258, actually. Unfortunately, I pressed everything. I'm out
Kevin, we were
258.
talking about party, the chart that Zunaid had up.
Yeah.
PRTY.
Yep.
Partay. That's PRTAY. Partay.
Let's see. You've
He
got.
couldn't tell because you were singing Beastie Boys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's true. I just said it.
Would you guys say that there's a gap fill to be had here?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
Mind the gap.
Now,
I
would
would
you
say.
say that like? So the target would actually, yeah, you're right. $3 would be that actually lines up pretty well. All right, in a perfect world of me having patience.
296 is the exact penny that I have that gap fill at, Zunaid.
Yeah, I could see that gap filling. Look, I've drawn that for a while now since the first move. We drew that on the 16th is when we first started watching
Look at that.
this.
You've got 264, 263s. If you please, if you're in this
Yeah,
trade,
take it now.
scale
Yeah, take it.
out. You don't have to sell
Why?
everything. Scale out.
Exactly, Zune. I was just going to say, if you want to play for this entire gap, I get it, but make sure you book some of your gains so that the remainder or your trailing position is protected. If you just hold your entire position up there and it just yanks or anything like that, I mean, don't give it up. Book some of your
you're
gains.
up 3.5-4% on the equity side. Like that's pretty cool.
And Zune, that's exactly what you did, right? You booked some of your gains on the pop through and then let one trail when it goes up to its next area. That's well done.
And here's AMD right back above. Oh my,
Party.
This 100% wants.
This is a fun ticker to trade. I'm not going to lie, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm making it fun. All right, at least I'm making it fun. But I will put warning. There's without a doubt in my mind pump and dumpers that are in this right now. So be careful.
And you know what Mitch means by that? And I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mitch. But one of the things that I look for when I know that there's like a pump group or let's put it this way, a tendency to pump and then see a dump, I know at some point I'm going to see a nasty pullback. So especially when I'm scalping, I'm not going to let that trade go against me and be like, oh, it's going to recover. Take it off, wait for it to set up again, and then put the trade back on. Don't hold through it because you have no idea what's going to happen. Yep. Even if you know the room or the group of people that are doing it.
Now, one thing I will give you guys is that this does look like it's trying to do what's called the second leg. So if you look at BBBY, right, we had our first leg, which was our move to 14. Then we started going sideways. We went back towards that 1080. That's where that $10, that's where I got in for the rip towards 14, which was to the high of that first move. Then we got the second move, which was really that parabolic move up. That's what I would be watching for in party this week. You got first consolidation. You're looking for that second move up. That's a move above this high, which is a 265.
Real quick, I filled some at 251, trying to play the 250 bouncer on VWAP on party.
Huge sweeps on Weber too. WEBR, the grill that you know. So, okay, so Becca and anyone else that knows about what was going on Reddit, can you tell us or the group I'll be honest, I was not on Reddit at all. I didn't see any of this party discussion. Maybe that will help us understand who's in it and who's trading it. If anyone has more information on it, please enlighten us.
It's just, in my eyes, it's just short interest float looking for stocks that are heavily shorted that could get the pop, right? If you got 80% of the float shorted, why not make that the target of choice for a short squeeze, right? I mean, just lines up there. Another thing that lines it up is you want to have a positive catalyst coming in the next month or two. What do you have going into the next month? Well, you'll get September and you'll get October. You'll get the best time for Party City that there ever is, which is when they're selling the costumes. I mean, there's a retailer, right? Spirit. I think it's called Spirit Airline, Spirit Halloween costume store, or is it something like that? But it just opens up only for Halloween. And they make all their money in just those like kind of Halloween months.
I'm a little nervous about this party one. I'm a little too sized heavy on this one, so I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to scalp this shit for like 3 cents.
That's why I'm in Sark and the other ones. It's just too much for me. I wouldn't be singing.
Come on. Come on. There we go. That's 1 cent. Give me 2 more.
I'd be stressing out.
Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more.
And see how party pulled back here? This is what we were just talking about.
Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. All right.
Don't
back
lose
at
because-
250s on the bid.
Tay.
Come on. Pop it right back above. Pop it right back above. Anyway, AMD coming right back down. You can see the trend line held. Now it's testing VWAP, so depending on which way you like it. All right, there's 860s. Profit target number 2 met on Tesla. Taking it here. And now the third profit target's around 855.
Yeah, it is beginning their season, and this is when Party does well, and so hey, we'll see what happens there. I'm in TSM and Sark. Sark doing well for me now, coming back towards 54.85. You guys saw me slightly add into it here, looking for the bottom. Now it's back up. What we really need to do is it hold VWAP now, 54.69. We want to take half off here at 55 and then let the rest of it really run. That's going to give us a nice profit on the day. Also in TSM, slightly into the red there. Really needed to crack now and not get back above 85.80s. If not, I'll just take a small loss on this one. You guys see where I entered in. Just looking for it to really crack now towards 85.30s.
Party coming down. I go and take my out here at 253s. 243s, excuse me. 243s. Took an L on that scalp.
APRN near highs. Through highs now. Not in it. Was too slow to this one. Darn.
Yeah, I actually like that daily level of 54.50s for PLL, Sabrina. Not saying that you got to get in exactly at that level, but if you're talking about a good time for 50% retracement, I would agree with your statement there. Is it an area to watch for, that nice little pullback after a nice little move? Yeah, it's an area to watch. Another thing to look at, 200-day moving average there, 55.50.
Market back towards the lows here.
All right.
Party City back at 240s. This is why you scale out.
Party. All right, let's see if we really get this crack here on TSM and really get the crack on Sark. Sark to the upside, ARKK, break that open and take out the lows. That's what I want to see.
I'm feeling
All right,
a little
so-
stupid, so I'm going to take the AMD short once again. I got filled at 226. That's the AMD 94-hour puts. Stop loss above
Tesla
95.
really weak today. That gives me good eyesight for Sark to continue down. If Tesla can keep rolling over, that's going to help. Roku rolling over about 3.8% now. PACB rolling over fast there, about 6%. A lot of these starting to give up some of that little pop here that they had at the open. So we'll see what happens now.
Wow, Weber kept going. I took it off my screen after that pop after the call sweeps, but it kept going here. Weber pushing highs here, not in it. How is that Nighthawk doing? How's the monkeypox stuff? Okay, Nighthawk still bleeding. Let's see about Saiga. Saiga still bleeding. GovX, same deal across. No, GovX highs. Interesting. Some divergence there. Weber through 9 now. What's the other? What's Traeger's ticker?
Traeger.
Cook. COOK is Traeger Grills. Let's see.
He
what that's
got cooked.
You know what? That's popping here. Interesting. This actually might be something here. Yeah. I don't know.
AMC just playing with people now. Be careful out there, guys. AMC just having some fun now.
There is Party right back up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll go for a 250 rip now.
I'm going to take a stab once again. I got filled at 248s.
You dog, you.
You've got Tesla bouncing from 860 as well. This is why you want to scale out, and screw you, Party City. All right, I'm out of Party City for a... How much did I lose? Hang on.
Man, that was quick.
4-cent loss. If it wants to break the 250s, I'd go ahead and get back into it. I've got AMD short here as well. The trend line's holding. Come on. What are you going to do?
Gonna try some Cook here. 320.
All right, let's see if Sark takes that next leg up here, and it's going to be important. Also could tell us a lot about what's going on in the SPY and the Qs. There's a lot of bottoming now. Does it break the bottom, or does it come back towards the mean, revert back to the mean? So I'll show you guys that here. The Qs overall got a bottom right there at the 316.74. We're going to see if they come back roaring here. SPY also showing some bottom around the 415.80 level. We'll see if it breaks that level, or does it come back to the VWAP? That could easily happen here. Of course, I'm still short on this. Pull it up here. TSM, see what it's going to do. SARK seems a little bit better than, of course, TSM. SARK is deep into the green. TSM is just barely. And it could stop me out here.
Took Cook off. Doesn't look like it's going to move with Weber. Maybe just that initial pop.
82s will get me out here on TSM. Don't even want it to get back into the 90. There you go. Just got stopped out there. Just going to get out there. I tried to get this TSM into the green. Did I lose much? Honestly, I lost, I think, like 7 cents, 8 cents there. So it was barely anything. Just going to try to work the SARK position.
Summit might be trying to curl here. Remember, last time it tried to curl, it got slammed. So
Is that Hendrix?
Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Party City coming back down to test the 241s. The there's the 240s. AMD, those contracts are down about 2%. Tesla coming back up. We already took profits twice, around 865 and 860s. We're just waiting for 855s for our final profit target on Tesla. AMD closed below VWAP on the 10-minute, which has about 246 left to go, would be Butte. Party City trying to see if there's more support at 240s or not. Possibly a crack below. Could be bad. And you got 235s coming up next.
And it's GRFX, not GFRX. GRFX. If you took some at 350s, great job here. That was, you almost dead bottom that. This is pushing up here. Wasn't on my radar, though. Nice job, Savage. That's GRFX, not GFRX. Summit immediately yanked again.
Zoom trying to hold on to the gains there. Has earnings after the bell. Palo Alto also has earnings after the bell.
For what it's worth, you've got consolidation on AMC right above 12 in VWAP. And there is the 235 that we said was next stop up on Party City. AMD crossing below VWAP for the moment. About a minute 50 left in this 10-minute candle.
Looks really nice for Success here. Just trying to get it on a pullback here to 40. probably gonna miss it. Let's see if it pulls back here.
Oh my god. I've been sleeping and I'm still tired. Good God.
Looking for a pullback below 40s here or close to 40 here on Stocks S for another push back up. Nice little pattern forming here.
I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
Sounds good. There's AMD coming down a little bit more. Let's see how much those contracts are worth.
Missed my buy by a penny there, guys, on Stocks S. Just didn't feel me by a penny. Look at that. Nice little setup there for Stocks S to come right back up there. Could see AMD crash with that. Could see Nvidia crash with that. I actually like that AMD setup to crack back down below the lows there. I know Zunaid nailed one of those earlier.
Yep, and we're still actually in that. We had it back at 225. Currently, contract is trading at 235, so you're up about 5% on those. Tesla went ahead and came right back down again. Still short Tesla. We're up almost 1% on that short. We've been short since the 270.25s. We want this AMD to close below VWAP if possible. We've got about 6 seconds remaining. All right, it will not do that. Let's see what the next leg looks like. Just spike down. Just spike down. Test the lows. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Just grabbed a little bit there of Stocks S. Talked about the trade there. Got the pullback to underneath 40. Took my shot there.
So you think it's going lower?
Stocks S is going, yeah, Stocks S is going up. Stocks L would go down.
Right. So you think the market is going lower here?
Yes. Q specifically.
Yep.
Got in there at 39.96. That's what I'm talking about. Right back up to 40.20s. That's being patient on the entry. Right back up there to 40.26 now. Can we take out the 40.30s? Then the next step up there would be the 40.40s. We'll take half off there and look for it to continue working. If I can make 40 cents on these shares just right out the gates there, just boom, sell half of it there. I'll keep going and look for it the rest to work. SARK looking really well for me. Hit up there to 54.90s. Now trying to hold the VWAP towards 55. Through 55, we'll take half off and look for that to continue working also.
Come on down, AMD. There we go. You contracts are up a lovely 5%. Come on. Can we get lower? Jesus.
Jesus.
Tesla coming back down a little bit. Rejected VWAP as it tried to test it around the 866s.
Yeah, let's get that AMD to crack that low. That's going to help the Stocks S trade that I'm taking in. Now 430s. Let's see if we can get to the 440s. Going to sell half there. Then we can go ahead and go towards the 40.65s.
I have AVYA on my scanner here. It's below $1 though. I'm not in this, but it is really moving here. And on some volume, up from 70 cents here today. So up 16 cents already. Up 20%. Wow.
As we push through the 30s here, I'm going to put out an order for 39, half off Success. SARK is also starting to get that point to where it can take some profit. Got off close right off the 54.90s there. Make sure we get paid in SARK. All right, as we get into the 90s here, just put out an order there to sell at 96 there, some from SARK. Trying to work the positions right now, guys. Starting to work the profits.
Tesla contract, not Tesla, AMD contracts are up about 8%. surprised they're moving so slow, but whatever.
Here's 54.90s there for SARK. I have an order out at 96 there to cover some for SARK. We'll see if we get in there.
I do expect AMD to at least test 93.60s.
Q's cracking through the lows. That's a good sign there for SOX S. There, just took out half profit there on SARK. Nice trade there, guys. Reversal style trade. This has been really well for me. You guys seeing me take some profit there on SARK here. Of course, this is the opposite of ARKK, and with the Qs coming down, SOX S looking good for us there. We'll look to continue down here. And of course, the average there from that SARK trade is an average of 54.28. So not a bad profit there. That's about 60 cents. Yep, about 60 cents on the profits there for the first half of SARK.
Lucid looks like it's rolling over here, Mitch.
Lucid is going back down to zero. It just wanted to do it when I was not watching. This is why it's important.
That's how it always is, Mitch. That's how it always is, my
This
man.
is the important thing. The one day that you don't watch it, that's when the stocks like to move.
Oh yeah, take it off your radar and bang, it does what you think.
Bang, right there. And then I missed the trade. And I hate chasing. Like
Me too, man.
I despise chasing, so I just stopped watching it.
I try to impart that to people because I've been burned so many times chasing.
Oh yeah, if you
patient
missed the move, you missed the move. Now it's time
Exactly.
not to chase the move. Now it's time to go ahead and watch. And it gives you an appreciation for focusing on execution. That's what it should do versus a feeling of FOMO. Don't want to feel the FOMO. Just want to know that I can improve on my execution by staying with trades and staying objective on the trades that you think can make the most profit. There's a nice push through the 55s for SARK as we see growth get hit hard here. ARKK down now towards the low. We're getting it through the open. That's what I talked about earlier. Would we get SARK back through the open? We just got that. Now does it take out the lows? 43, 46. That's really going to be the next extension there. That could give me that move up to 56 in SARK. Now we just took out half there for SOX S. SOX S taking out half there through the 30, in the 30s towards the 40s. We took it out at 40.39. Not a bad move there from the 39.96 area. Now we'll look for that extension up and look for a nice winner. Reward
guys,
ones taken.
Great call on Drug here popping to highs. Looks like it was trying to test too. Pulled back a little bit here. Kalu, I know that you were nailing this last week. Looks like you're in it again here. Good stuff here. Steven, all over it. We shall see. Steven, I love how you did one rocket ship and one post. That, to me, take note, folks. That's how it's done right there. And J. Rice, Colonel Klink, and Sergeant Schultz now in charge of energy. NEPT busting through 2 here. What's going on with NEPT? I don't see any news.
NEP.
Yeah, on the relative volume scanner.
That's
Huge
a parabolic
volume spike
mover.
here.
That's a parabolic mover, and it's in the right area where healthcare was doing well today. I'd look
Sure
for a
is.
pullback to 185 here through the $2. Looks interesting.
And I'm taking a little bit here. Real tight stop, though. It's spread wide, so be careful. Reduce your size to compensate. Let's see if it can bust through what I got a high print here of 209.
I'll be back, guys.
Here we're approaching 209 now. Let's see if we can actually move through that level. This thing on Friday, this thing went as high as 347. So this thing, no stranger to pops here on NEPT. See if this can actually get going here. Again, if this starts to yank, I'll be out, but we want to see if this can push above 210.
Yeah, Tesla break the 860. It's coming back up a little bit by a couple of points. AMD below the 94. As I said, my target was 93.60s. Looks like we got all the way to 93.74, so we still got a little bit of work to do.
210 on NEPT here. We'll see if we can take 210 down. Looks like perhaps a refresh seller there.
Missed the 93.60s by 2 cents.
There it goes.
AMD.
They yanked it immediately. We'll see.
Come on. Oh, so yeah, it keeps going from 202 to 207 there.
Still watching Nept here.
Amazon lows of the
There we
day.
go on Nept. Through 210. So try to take out that spot twice here. Okay, I'm going to pull Nept off here, and we'll see where this can end up going. I think this actually goes higher here, so I'm going to keep watching this. I still don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's just a chart move. Okay, they brought in a big seller there at 209. Wow, that's sometimes better to be lucky than good, folks.
Yeah, I'd be
See if they
interested in
take
that one
this,
around
though.
192. Here, I'm going to put a limit order in.
For Nept?
Yeah, 192. I want to play 2, but this thing looks spread.
Yeah, you're doing it smart, Zunaid. Honestly, wait for it to pull back here.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in a pullback too here. They took that 210 area out twice, but they yanked it immediately as it went through. And now they're bringing in size here at 209. More size there at 210. Pulling it back here a little bit now.
AMD 10-minute close below VWAP and the EMA I watch as well. Now let's see if we can get a move towards the low. We missed our first profit target by 2 cents. Let's see if we get a crack at it again. AMC, by the way, below VWAP and below 12.
WP Trader secured several distribution gains with leading retailers, including Target and Walmart. Okay, so that is pretty good news here. Don't know what that necessarily means in terms of where it goes, but just notice this off the relative volume scanner. Here you go. Here's the news article that you were talking about. Looks like this was a tweet. Okay, cool. Thank you, WP Trader. Thank you. Gary Morris, Chara has stopped going down, at least for now. I mean, hopefully that is the end of it. It is ridiculous down here at this price. Definitely worth more than that. Veru, just complete waterfall here. Let me go ahead and bring that up.
Nice little bounce from 250s on Chara.
Say again?
Just nice bounce from 250s on Chara.
Yeah. I'm still expecting more good news to flow in here on Chara. So keep bringing in bids too under this rising price on Chara, which is a really good sign. That hasn't been there. It's been a seller recently. Just don't even get going on Chara. I won't. We still got time.
BTU.
Still got time.
Cold up. Looks like Santa knows what he's bringing for Christmas. All you bad kids out there. Yeah, BTU holding well today. What's up, team?
Waiting to see what happens with AMD.
Trying to see.
Kalu loves the drug, guys. Kalu loves the drug.
Drug, baby.
I love it, Kalu.
Drug. Drug getting that rip, though. This is the important level for it right here. The 220, this close from, it's actually 217, the close from Thursday. If it can hold that on pullbacks now, it's going to be looking good.
Oh, man.
Woo-hoo.
Come on, AMD. Come on.
Wellness
Sark,
matters.
Work for me, Sark. Let's go.
Wellness matters. Nice short over the weekend, my man.
Take a look at Lucid. I'm trying not to get the FOMO, Type R. I already know I missed a good trade. You don't got to tell me it's even better. I
Drug
got
keeps
you.
going to highs here. 260. Kalu, you must be absolutely crushing it right now. Must be absolutely crushing it.
Look at this daily outlook on Lucid. Look at that. It's just upsetting. Just upsetting. I caught it on this one. This downturn, I caught it. I wasn't able to catch it this time around. That's Lucid.
I have a problem with the name of that ticker, Drug. Drugs are bad, man. Say no to them. Except for the stock when it goes up like crazy.
Go long on drugs, bro. Come on.
Mitch, I'm out here trying to be responsible. Mitch is like, nah, hold my beer. I got this.
The best
AMD
part is
contracts
their name. Do you see what their name really is?
Up 10% if you want to scale out here.
Bright Minds Biosciences. Bright Mind, yet their ticker is named Drug. That's kind of an oxymoron there for me there.
All right, there's a profit target met. Promise you guys 93.60s, and there's 93.63s on that 10-minute candle.
I told you, Zunaid is on that penthouse money today. He's not in the penthouse.
Got to make up for last week's losses, man.
How do you think he gets in those penthouses? He has to cover the losses, baby.
How great of a job is it that when we take losses, we can just make it back if you go to work the next day? Seriously.
Here's something really cool. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have NBA TV or not, but if you have NBA TV, you should see my lovely face on Saturday.
I'm tuning in for that, Zunaid. We definitely need we're gonna have to put out a couple of links and stuff.
I was gonna say, Zunaid, do me a favor and hook me up with a calendar reminder, my man, because I will definitely check that out.
I got you. Well, so here's what I'm seeing. Look, let me share this real quick. Let me share this. Where is it?
Let's go, Sarky.
Nept back towards that 210 spot.
Here, I'll share it later. But you guys go ahead, trade your stuff.
You're good.
I want AMD to crack the low of 93.50s. I want that to crack.
Take some profit here in Success. Really nice profit there. And look at that. We just broke to that high of the day. I'm about to take it. Let's see what happens. Got you up, Zunaid. You ready?
Yeah, sure. So apparently, well, we weren't told.
Oh, you can put yourself up. There you go.
On, where is it?
Oof, missed that.
That's the wrong one. Hang on. That's not it.
Just took some late profit there on Success. Should have got it into the 60s. Just took 55. Still got a tiny bit left of that Success for an extension above. That was a nice trade, though.
There you go. Right there. So all of these are replays because we start on Wednesday, but this is on Saturday. This is the live one.
What?
So 3 p.m.
Is that Eastern?
3 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Okay.
Unless we curse and then we get canceled, but 3 p.m. on NBA TV.
But Zunaid, that seems like something that you can control. So I expect you to not get canceled.
Yeah, but like, if you heard the dumb shit I say on here, you know what I mean?
This is true.
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, I am surprised. It's been almost, it's coming to the end of my 2 year with them. I'm surprised I haven't been canceled yet, but yeah.
All right, so Zunaid on NBA TV. Sorry, don't mind me just putting in a calendar reminder so I don't forget because Saturday is my errand day. So this will help.
Kalu, you're on fire. I even checked out the stock, Kalu, because you're on fire.
Kalu is dominating right now. He's literally dominating everybody. He's got all the money from the market with him.
Look, I wasn't joking. Kalu.
Yeah, there's a stock Kalu that's going up. You've got Tesla that's kind of annoying me here, but I'm hoping this break will occur. Okay, would you call this a bear flag? Anyone?
I got you.
On Tesla on the 10-minute.
Oh, the 10. Let me add the 10. I don't do the 10 too often. I do the 5 and the 15. What do you say, a bear flag?
Or am I making that up?
No.
I'm hoping for that reject of VWAP regardless, but what are your thoughts on that? What do you see?
So you just got sideways consolidation here from 861 to 865. Mm-hmm. You pretty much have a topping pattern here. You could do it as a flag back, but it's a really tight flag. Let me zoom in a little bit, try to make the price action a little bit more extended. Yeah, it just looks like to me like kind of almost
Whoa.
what's this pattern? It's not even a pennant because it's really too tight to be a pennant. It's more like consolidation. It's more like a descending kind of wedge here between 866 and 860s. And you can see how the price action is getting tighter and tighter to the upside. So tighter to that 864 than it is towards the 860s. So that's why you could say it's a flag, but the flag normally has a steeper trend line. And so that's why it's kind of hard to call it a flag there. I can show you right now. Look how the price action like comes back here. It's slowly going back. So I can see why you're calling it a flag, but it's just so tight there. It's kind of hard to say it's flagging, but it is. It's just flagging right between these levels, 864, 861. So whichever way it goes there, it actually closes. So you can see a lot of 10-minute wicks here. Wicks above those, wicks below those. That shows you that it's price consolidation right there.
So basically what I'm hoping for though is for it to reject the 867s because again we have like 10% of this trade left, and that's what we're hoping to get, the 855s, because we took profit at 865, we took profit at 860s. By the way, AMD about 9 to 10 cents away from low of the day. Those contracts are up approximately 12% once again. So scale out as you need to, but yeah, let's see what happens.
Already back down to 228s.
And while you guys were talking, I saw a huge volume candle on Rev. This is Revlon, ticker REV.
Trying to rev it up.
It pushed it to the highs here. So one of the things that we're looking now, you'll notice that it pushed it to the highs here and immediately yanked it. All right. But we have this huge volume stick, biggest of the day. We were trying to push up into this 958 level. So I'm actually going to mark this level off. I'm not in this and I didn't trade it. I just noticed it right off the scanner. Looks like this is going to try to push back up here, though. We shall see. So Rev on the radar, not in it. Not in it. Not yet, anyway.
Some people talking about some Chinese stocks. That's interesting to see them up today. PDD, BABA up. You can see maybe BABA get that VWAP bounce trade back above the 90s, but I don't know why this is even popping up there. I don't know if there was Chinese news. I definitely wouldn't be trading China stocks here. I think it's nobody's business in those names, but that's if you're going for that emerging markets type of reversal type of trade. And I'm just more than concerned about political issues that are out there. Success starting to slow down there. Trying to see if it could take that next step up through the 80s here. But it is starting to turn around. I wanted to hold that 9 EMA. That's that 40-40 pullbacks. Make sure that we just continue to work the trade upwards and don't let it break trend. Once it breaks trend, we get out of the trade, and we ride trades a lot of the times, at least for myself, on the trend and try to keep letting it level up. But if it turns around, also taking the profits. Same thing here for SARK, right? So we've been leveling on up. I can show you it here easier. You can see how you run right into that trend now. It's okay if you even wick here, but you don't want to see a close, let's say, back down below that 54.90s now. If you're on SARK, you're looking for the trend to continue its way up. It's okay to go up, back to the trend, find the trend again, and take that next step. Revlon, the one that's going bankrupt? Yeah, Paul C. It doesn't matter. Yep. Seems like it doesn't. Qs are breaking out of the channel, says Tim. Take a look. I still don't think they broke out of the channel. I think it's just in the channel right now. If you take a look at the wicks here from the 3-minute, you can see how it runs right into it there. And remember, wicks don't mean anything. Closing of candles means something. There's too many times where I see people get too excited about a wick through a level. Wick means price extremes. Remember that. So it means that someone went over that kind of main profile of the volume and stepped up to the plate. It's okay to see it wick up there, but one thing that you do want to see is closing a price at certain levels.
Break of low on AMD, contracts up 17%, taking profits here, half off here at 265 on the bid, 265 half out. Let's go. Come on.
Type R, if you nailed that lucid trade, power to you, my friend. Power to you. Q's down should give you the AMD down, which should also give you my SOX S up. And so that's how you can use relationship trading, right? So essentially, Zunaid and I are in similar trades. Just because I'm on a kind of a bull leverage trade there, but when you see AMD go down for him, it makes me feel a little bit more confident in my trade.
Yep.
And then when we see the Qs break through the lows, gives me more confidence in my trade also. So that's relationship trading, guys. It's important to know the relationships and how different stocks work. So when you see one stock take lead, you can maybe catch what's called the laggard style trade. So there's a clear example of a trend getting picked right back up there on SOX S. You could see it catched in the 9 EMA continuing. Now it wants to take that step into the 80s that we talked about. Let's see if it can take that next leg.
AMD coming down some more. I'm going to go ahead and take another piece off here at 276. And of course, we've got Tesla coming right back down to the 860s.
Into the 80s, I'm going to take all off of SOX S here as I look to just cash in on that quick trade there that was off below the VWAP. We talked about the trade way before we got in it, and it actually even popped before, then coming back and filling us on the throwback. That's how we got into SOX S. Now we're going to look to take some cash into the 480s here, 4080s. Let's see if we can get it on up there. SARK holding that pullback back up there to 55.29s. We're looking for that to get back up over the pre-market high. Pre-market high 55.53. That's when I think this could really start moving towards the 56 area. And then we're looking like a nice daily outlook on SARK. Remember, I traded this twice last week, and this has been a big move right back up.
Rev pulled, but it's trying to curl yet again.
SOX trying to break that trend here. See what happens. It's trying to hold that 40-60s on the pullback. We'll see if it holds it here. That's why I like drawing trend lines a lot of the times when you're staying with the trend is don't stress too much about every sell and tick that's going through the candles. Just go ahead and set yourself some levels to follow the trend on and give yourself where you're getting out on if certain things break.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What's the party doing? Did it wash everybody out? Yeah, it did.
$2 is probably the only area I'd try to go long again.
Yeah, we need to break out of this formation 232. Guess you could even say 234 to be sure, which would be the top of the wick that you already covered.
I like the hourly pullbacks on party. And so on party, you got now hourly support at 215. This is why I like hourly charts on these cheaper names. I know that barely anybody uses them, but I do like them.
215 looks good. You might even get a little bit of support there at 220.
So what I would be looking for on the hourly is essentially, okay, so what was the prior resistance? Does it become support here? So look to the left first before looking to the right, and you'll see that there was some resistance around the 214 area that was prior resistance. Then we got above that. We cracked below it. Now we're trying to pull back somewhere near in that area. So 215, 214, that seems like a good risk area for me, and I'd be trying to get in as close towards 24s and 26, risking off of that in a long-term sense, back up above 250s to 265s. Of course, to each his own. Determine your own risks like always, guys. We're not here to kind of copycat trading, here for your process. Let's take a second to definitely push up those likes, guys. We got over 500 people. And if you guys have been enjoying everything that we've been talking about, enjoying the action that's been going on or you just appreciate the way that we come about the markets each and every day, definitely smash that like button and let's keep going.
And Nept, by the way, took out that 210 spot that we were talking about for the next leg up here. It did it after a fairly nasty pullback to 193, though. So this is what I mean about kind of figuring out if stocks are better to actually buy on a pullback or buy them at the break here. Nept so far, except for this first break here, looks like buying the pullback probably smarter. Well, I'll keep watching this. I think this might be in play later today. And if it continues, maybe even tomorrow.
Need a quick recovery here in SOXS. Is not going to get out at 40.45 here on SOXS. Starting to break the trend. It's going to have 3 minutes here to recover. Don't want to see the break of the 45. Keeping a close eye here on SOXS. So you see how it starts to break there, right? Now we're looking at it, but there's a support right here underneath that 40.45. We don't want to see that break. If that does break, you get that quick downside action probably to the 40.15s. And I don't want to be around for a VWAP bounce again. But a recovery here of 50 and a wick down here, then the body closes up to 65 is what we would want to see if we wanted to catch the trend again.
High five to you, Kalu. You've been absolutely killing it. High five to you. Love it when our community destroys in the good way, obviously.
Got about a minute left here. 40 seconds.
NEPT next leg up. Man, we had that one. We nailed that.
NEPT, man. That one's a former runner that loves to run. Around the 190s was a nice entry.
Yep. And that's
Nice
and look where it
little
pulled back to. That low 190s area. That was perfect.
Yeah, prior parabolic runner. But remember, every time it runs, it fails eventually. It likes to do 2 to 3 day moves and then fail hard. So just be careful on that one. It is getting some lift though. All right, there you go. I just saw the crack there on SOXS out there. The remainder still in SARK here, but SARK could start cracking also. So we're going to give it the chance here to recover 55. If not, just take our money and run. It's okay to take our money and run. Remember, we took out some right in the 90s there, 54.90s. So we would essentially take it out exactly where we got out the first reward.
All right, I'm going to take my exit here. I'll be back for futures trading in about 10 minutes or so, but I'll see you guys later today.
Good luck,
There you
Zunaid.
go. Let's go.
Man.
Bye.
All right, Zunaid getting on out of here as we continue on in the trading action. What are you seeing out there, Ryan? How's the overall markets, or how is some of the smaller cap names for you?
Well, the overall markets they're trying to hold in here. Obviously, we had a gap down. We're still down here pretty good, down 473 on the Dow, down 69, nice, on the S&P 500. What I am seeing here is that it is trying to hold this level. It keeps trying to bounce, and we'll see if we end up rolling over and flushing, but it's definitely trying to turn around here. As far as the small caps go, there have been some plays here. I actually was too slow to a couple of them as well. Nept, the big one on watch right here. There are a couple more that may pop here. Rev still looking decent if it can clear out 940 as well. So Apron we had earlier today pushed to 560 and kind of come back to its level. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll see. We're just going to wait for setups.
All right, about to take some profit here, and SARK can just get out if it cracks here to the 80s, the 54.80s. I needed to recover here, 54.90s in a hurry, get into a green candle and recover 55 in the next, what do we got? 70 seconds. Yeah, 70 seconds. It needs to recover 55. We'll see if it gets back up there. Now I got the 54.90s. Let's see if that candle goes green and we get it back above 55. If not, I'll just take out what I can get.
Veru pulling back here, got a pretty decent support level at 1678. That was previous resistance that's now acting as support. We'll see if it can actually find any footing as it gets down there. Looking at AMC here, down 37% here on AMC. Got an 1125. It's trying to bounce, but not looking very strong at all.
Yeah, Virgil not looking strong either. Straight
Nope.
down action. That's weak. Sark just recovered that 55 for me. So if I wanted to, I could recover here and add the shares and hold break even on the rest. But we're just going to let this last little bit work on Sark. Remember, we took half off. We're at 54.28. So regardless, we're going to win in this position. The question is, when do we run to profits? So that's what I'm going to give it the chance to recover the 55 right now. Then we can go ahead and set a new support there at 54.90s, not letting that break. How's SPY? Overall SPY just hanging down here at the lows. And man, what a flip it's been really quickly in the overall market. We're back down to 415s here. And just a while ago, last week, Tuesday, we were at 431s. So how quickly this market can change for you, right? You saw everyone bullish, everyone in the bullish tunes. You were even seeing analysts changing their tune. They were like, for a little while, they were like, yeah, we're going right back towards the lows. Then they're like, well, maybe there's a new bull market. Maybe I need to change my tune here. And now you're going to start seeing them this week. Well, no, now we're going back to the new lows.
Pretty impressive for us. I've maintained 360 as a spot. Lows are not in for the year. I think we're going to test that test that again. I still think that that's on deck here. Tom, giving you some pretty good insight here. AMC has found a way to sell more shares through their preferred. They can sell 4 billion more preferred shares. That's the whole ape AMC issue.
Yeah, about which one do you want to go for? They can get more of ape, which could be dilutive, I think. And so that's something to keep on watch, right? So where can the dilution come through? That's probably where it is. But maybe, Tom, maybe you know a little bit more. You can keep adding some information there in the chat. It helps out others for sure.
Yeah, Sun W, great grinder here today. Didn't trade this at all, but an excellent grind through 310, currently 348.
Looks like we got an exclusive that there is no exclusive from drugs. SPY trying to head towards the lows there. That's a good look. If it can crack there, the Qs can crack. We can stay in this SARK trade. We'll see what happens here. It's coming right back towards the 54.90s. It got just above the 55.05 there. So keeping a close eye here. If not, going to go ahead and just take the profits. Needs to hold this kind of like 54.88. So if not, just get out. I'm going to get out and just take the money and run. Take the money and run. Qs did get out of that channel to the downside. Now it's starting to get on up there, closed above there, giving you that tick there. Now we want to see if it cracks 316 on the downside. If not, it could come back there towards VWAP, which would probably stop us out on some of the shorts that we're in. Only one short now. So
Beach Bum, nice to see you. I hope you had a great weekend on the beach, my man.
I'm going to keep my eye on party now. I have enough green on the day to maybe pay myself a little risk trade. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Sark trying to hold the 54.90s here. Q's trying to come back here. AMD trying to come back also. We'll see what happens there. How's Apple today? Apple weak here towards 168. Was weak in the pre-market. Was coming on down there. We'll see if it can get back towards VWAP. Man, the battle's here right now between the Bulls and the Bears. I'm seeing the battle as it plays out right now. Getting a little bit of indecision right now on this SARK. So what I'm going to do, when I feel indecision, one of the easiest ways to do it is to go ahead and, for me, I'll do is I'll set up a number here. So I'm going to do a stop limit to set up an out that will be automatically triggered for me if it hits a level. So just setting it up here. I'll let you guys know once it's set up. There it is. Set up. Stop price trigger is 54.80s. The limit out is 54.76. So what I do at this point is I can get my hands off of the trade. Whenever I feel sometimes that I'm being a little bit too subjective at a moment where I should be objective, why not let an objective order determine the trade now for me? What's the best time to buy Oxy? All right, I don't know. No, let's take a look here.
When it's
Oxy's
down?
pulling on, yeah, when it's down. Oxy pulling on back here, trying to recover the 61.8, which is at 68.25 level. So recovery of VWAP here would be a good level to start at least maybe using the VWAP or the low of the day to see that bounce come in. One thing I'd also want to see is XOM ripping, because Oxy kind of went really big on Friday and then retraced some. We're looking to see this come right back up there. Give me 2 seconds, Ryan. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh, did we lose Mitch? We lost Mitch. Let me throw my screen up here. We'll roll through the scanner. I've been watching SRGA here, not in this. This kind of popped. Seems pretty spready too, so kind of waiting it out here. Here's the grinder that I was talking about earlier, Sun W. This is just what an awesome chart here. We've actually traded this before on the program a number of times, and we've said that this might be one that you can hold longer. I didn't, of course, but good move here. Nice little bounce off 3-2 Sun W. We'll see if this continues. Check in on Mitch's SOXS trade.
Sucks. That actually
Moving back towards the high.
We can review that one. I actually like that one as a really good review style trade there. So let's take a style. I'm going to break it down here for us. And what will it be? It will be none other than our strategy breakdown of the day. All right, strategy breakdown of the day brought to you by none other than Sox S, or let's say Benzinga Pro. So you guys can check out Benzinga Pro. Let's take a look here. Sox S pulling on back here and giving that nice little breakout. A lot of the times we call out one level only, and that's the VWAP. A lot of the times that's one of our favorite indicators to watch. The VWAP is the yellow line here. And so a lot of times what we're looking for is price action above, then below. You can see here how this makes the three kind of bottoming action around that 39.75. Then when we get back above VWAP, this is when we started watching it. When the stock went right here above the 40s, so I was looking for the pullback to 40, then to start getting back above here. And then when it clicked here back above the 40s, I was looking for a pullback into 40 to buy. It quickly spiked up here to 40.22s. And then on the next pullback to VWAP, look where VWAP was. 395 here. Where did we get in? 396. Where was also the low here on the candle? 39.94. And so 94s, 95s, we got in at 96. Really good entry there off of the low. Then looking for it to do what? Go right back through that trend line and this time close above it. This time, this candle closed at what? It closed at 40.01. Right back below 40, or right back to that 40. Now you get this candle to close at 40.22, giving you that confirmation that it wants to hold. Another thing they look for is when it extends above that, do you retrace past that close? Look how it pushes above there, then retraces right to that close here, 40.19, then really takes that next step up towards the resistance. Another thing to always look at is where will the stock kind of stop? Well, a lot of times look at levels of resistance to look for those levels. And you can see here around 40.42 above that going into the 40.50s. That's where we would probably see some resistance. That's where we took some gains there. And then we looked for that next step up. Eventually, another thing to keep on watch though, when you take this style of trade, when the trend cracks, it could come back to VWAP and find another VWAP bounce and get back up there. But a lot of times I don't want to be in this trade anymore because why? I got in on the VWAP. So I don't want to be in on the next move back to the VWAP. That's the strategy breakdown of the day, VWAP bounce style trade. And a lot of this also, you can use major levels like the Qs to see it bounce there around the 10 o'clock. Another thing to note is when this stock pulled back at around the 9:45 time, you got another bottoming level. And that's what you're looking for. Bottoming charts, setting up a pattern. Look for the breakout, look for throwbacks to hold.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to get rolling here. I've got some other stuff here to do today. This was a great way to start off the week with the crew here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to you, Mitch. We'll be back at it again tomorrow.
Have a good one, Ryan. Way to take care of some trades today, and we'll see you back tomorrow, my friend.
Take care, everyone.
All right, that's going to do it for Ryan. That means I'm still here, guys, until about 7 minutes until we get you guys over to some futures trading action. Was that 5-minute candles? No, this was the 1-minute candle. Let's take a look at how it looked on the 5-minute for you. So the 5-minute is a little bit cleaner. It's always going to look a little bit cleaner. So one thing I do is you can maybe expand the price action here. But if you look at the 5-minute, what did we get? A pattern here to hold the pullback. It's going to be a little bit cleaner on the 5 because you get to use that wick here. So if you use that wick here and you're pulling on through here, you're looking for this kind of breakthrough. And you can see how it really held that 39.70 area, got back above VWAP, and you're looking for the pullback towards the VWAP to take that next step up. Nice little trade there on success. All right, let's go back to SARK here. SARK being able to it stopped me out on that pullback there towards the 80. Just got stopped out on that pullback there. And so be it. It could come right back up there. It held the VWAP. I didn't want to come back towards a VWAP bounce. And that's the main thing there. Sometimes I'll let it bounce if I'm down here, which is where I was. I was averaged in over here at the 58.28 level. But hey, we made some great gains today. And sometimes that's all you need, right? I mean, we don't need to be making monster moves. We took out the last little bit there at the 54.80s. And really, where was it compared to where we were at? I mean, take a look at that. We got in there at 54.90s, took some 54.80s, gave it the chance to really run. That's what I like doing there. All right, let's take a look at the Qs here. Check out the Qs right now for an example of Mitch was talking about, triple bottom bouncing off the low of the day. Yeah, right here you get now a triple bottom there. Let's see if it bounces or breaks. A lot of times what is this doing is that there's a lot of volume there, right? And so some buying pressure came in when it cracked through that 316. Now let's see if it takes it out and closes towards 315.50s. That would be a washout there on some of the Qs. And you can see names like AMD probably take out the lows there. Nvidia, take out the lows. That's what we'd be watching. Stocks like that. TSM, this one I might get short on right here, especially since the Qs want to break. Could try to scalp this TSM short here. Doesn't look bad there. Qs, looking for the party to come back, really. So you see how the Qs are trying to take out the lows there? Could get short on TSM right here for the trend line crack. So you can see how there's a trend line here, and it's getting into this kind of, it was in like kind of a symmetrical triangle, tried to do a little breakout, fake out to the upside. Now could really break through that 85.50, coming back down towards 85.25. Kind of like this trade here. I just need to wait for a second here. If it could tick back here towards 55, I'll take the shot. Just wanted to make sure I could get it in time. Qs are trying to break through the lows there. And it looks like we're not going to be able to take the trade. It's already breaking there, but let's look for it to kind of show up here. So remember, we were looking at this level right here for it to crack right back down through the lows here and then getting towards that 85.25. We'll see if we got that trade there. TSM, not a bad little setup there. All right, what else? What other stocks are you guys watching at Ford cutting 3,000 jobs? I talked about potentially a short on Ford today, especially if Tesla is going down. So Tesla kind of giving you that sign, oh, it wants to head back down. Ford looks like a nice fade there off of the 1505 level. Look at the daily chart also starting to break down fast here. And the next level from here, it could break down towards 14. I think that's where Ford is heading right now. It doesn't look too bad here, especially if it even bounces here to 1507. Oh, it'd be nice to let it go right back down through the lows. There's TSM starting to break there. Q's trying to break there. Right back down to the 315.50s. Could see that nice little breakdown. Success right back to the highs there, guys. You guys could have caught it on the VWAP bounce there and then went right back up there. Not bad trades there. Let's keep it going. What other stocks you guys are taking a look at? Nice read on that success. Appreciate it, Savage. All right, let's go take a look at the sectors and the industries. Before we get on out of here, we got 2 minutes left here. So just want to go through an overall outlook. Basic materials down today. everything into the red. That shows a sea of red is continuing. Too many times have we been seeing this, and traders think that it's not going to come back, and then you see it come in. And where you're seeing it come in on a lot, diagnostics and research. So Kathy names getting destroyed today. Let's take a look at some of those. PACB, a perfect example. NVTA, perfect example. DNA, getting hit hard. Unity, all these stocks just getting crushed today. So many of these ARKK names showing that downside action. Even a name like Square that bounced up significantly through the open is now rejecting towards the downside. Tesla looking like it wants to break through 862, continuing that downside action. Looks like a really weak day here today. And some of these stocks are setting up there for some nice shorts. CRISPR, interesting there too. Some biotech names trying to get on up there. How are some of the solar names? I thought these would give up some good short opportunities like ENPH, SEDG. Yeah, these are giving some nice short opportunities, some of these solar names to go after. You can see how red they are today. Run, Sol, JKS, trying to catch up there. Array looks like a nice short. These have definitely been weak names. All right, guys, it's going to do it for us. I'll do one more stock from the chat here, playing NEO. NEO doesn't look bad. I think that looks like it wants to break to the downside. We'll see if it breaks on that 1875. But like always, guys, we'll see what happens. We never know where stocks are going to go. Look at that lucid trade now to 1625. This was a nice fade today. You guys know I've been trying to swing trade this to the short side, and that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you miss the trade. That was probably one of the best ones of the year. This was going to be lucid for me. We'll see what happens on that. All right, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Definitely catch me back on Stock Market Movers, where we go through with analysts, experts out in the market to tell you what they see. And of course, I go through all the headlines. But up next, you guys got futures trading with Zunaid. So don't miss that. Come on over to Zunaid on futures trading. We'll see you on over. Like always, we're going to keep battling here, right here on live trading. And hit the like before you get on out today. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed today's trading action. And let's get you over now to some futures action.